Good morning, everyone. This is J. Ilakya from 3rd BA English, and my topic is The Ecstasy of Rita Jo. The Ecstasy of Rita Jo is a powerful dramatization of an Indian girl's sufferings in the hands of the white men. The play has gained Raiga popularity and recognition all over Canada. It deals with the racial class and personal isolation of the native Indians of Canada and the appalling crimes, both social and spiritual, that are committed against them. George Raiga is the best known English Canadian playwright. He was born in 1932 in Deep Creek, Alberta. He was raised in an Ukrainian farming community. George Raiga has more than a dozen well known plays to his credit: The Ecstasy of Rita Jo, Grass and Wild Strawberries, Captives of the Faceless Drummer, Sunrise on Sarah, etc., are some of his most popular plays. Raiga has also published three novels: Hungry Hills, Ballad of a Stone Picker, and Night Disk. In all three novels, Raiga deals with only one character in depth. All the three novels are evocative, authentic, and suspenseful. He has written over 90 scripts for radio, television, and cinema. In Act 1, Rita Jo at the court. The action of The Ecstasy of Rita Jo begins in the court. Rita Jo, a native Canadian Indian girl, is produced in the court before the white magistrate. She is charged with vagrancy and prostitution. The policeman says that she has accepted $5 from a man. The magistrate is not in a position to understand the plight of the native girl. Rita's dress and manners appear very strange to the magistrate. Rita answers the magistrate's question in a careless manner. She calls magistrate Mr. and not as your worship, as it expected in a court. She talks about a love affair with Jamie Paul. Jamie Paul was also a Canadian Indian. He was at first very optimistic about getting a decent job in the city and then settled down there marrying Rita Jo. He wanted to become a singer in a hotel, but the big hoteliers rejected him on account of his ethnicity, though he was a good singer. At last, he became a carpenter in order to exist. Rita Jo becomes exhausted and very often slips into a memory mode. The constant jumping from normal to memory mode explains her position. A lover, Jamie Paul, appears and disappears. She comes to the real world. Because of continuous repeated punishments, Rita's mind moves away from reality. She does not realize the dangerous situation she is in. The magistrate recalls that he saw a face like Rita Jo in the Caribou country. He looks at her face very closely and says that the face could have been her own child. Rita does not object to his suggestion, thinking that Rita's illegitimate child has been abandoned by her. Mr. Homer was a white social worker who organizes charity work by providing free food and clothes for the Indians and arranges for medical services for them. People like Rita Jo and Jamie Paul feel that they are hurt by such freebies. They want to work and earn and live like human beings. The free food and clothes make the native Indians lazy and useless. Another memory scene follows. Rita and Jamie Paul make love. They are really in love with each other. This happy love scene comes to an end when an approaching train in the background kills Jamie Paul, and Rita feels quite helpless at the memory of the death of a lover. Rita wants to go lie down on grass, but the magistrate tells her that it is not the reservation. The magistrate is of the opinion that Rita Jo is an incurable carrier of venereal diseases and must be isolated from the society. Rita's father, David Jo, appears in another memory. He appears in the company of Jamie Paul. There is a lot of difference between the two because of generation gap. David Jo is conventional, obedient, and law-abiding. Jamie Paul is restless, aggressive, and quarrelsome. Rita's letters are not delivered to her. Again, the school board clerk comes to the court and reports that the Department of Education has sent offer to Rita to study after grade 5 through correspondence, but she did not do so. Rita knows that no letter is directed to an Indian properly. Now, the magistrate charges her for drunkenness, shoplifting, assault, and prostitution. Rita asks the magistrate to believe her. Priest Andrew visits Rita in jail. The priest and the policeman come to Rita Jo. Rita recognizes the priest as Father Andrew, who gives her a packet of cigarettes and matches. Rita about her uncle Danjo. Rita Jo tells the priest that her uncle Danjo told her once that how long ago the white men came with the Bible to talk to the Indians and they took all the lands of the Indians. The priest becomes angry and asks her to confess if she wants to be free. Rita asks him to go to hell. Indians do not understand what the whites expect from them. In the meantime, the three murderers appear in the darkness of the backstage and move towards Rita. Rita says that everybody is scared of the unemployed condition of the Indians. The Indians do not understand the basic rules that govern the cities of the whites. The Indians do not find acceptance. Jamie says clearly, I can't figure out what the hell they want from us. Jamie's encounter with Mr. Homer. In another scene, we find Mr. Homer drunk and in the company of young Indians. There is a table full of clothes. He asks the young boys not to accept the white man's charity. He threatens Homer that he would break the windows. Rita throws the sweater and stands by the side of Jamie. Homer becomes very angry and calls Rita a slut and a whore. In the end, Jamie is arrested and the magistrate gives 30 days sentence to Jamie. The magistrate warns him that if he finds Jamie rebellious again, he will be given 6 months. Rita refuses to go with her father to the reservation. David Jo has nothing against Jamie. He calls him a good boy because he too has dreams of freedom for the Indians. Rita refuses to go with the father as she prefers to live with Jamie Paul. At this point, the three murderers appear on the backstage and pounce on her. She runs for her life and bumps against Jamie Paul. The murderers follow the couple. Rita says to Jamie, when you are tired and sick, Jamie, the city starts to dance. When the murderers overrun them, Jamie fights, but soon they overpower him. When one grabs Rita Jo and the other two kick Jamie and throws his body in the railway track before an approaching train. Then the murderers gang rape Rita Jo till she falls dead and even after her death. The funeral of Rita and Jamie. The ecstasy of Rita Jo closes with the funeral. Rita's father comes in singing an ancient Indian funeral song carrying the body of Jamie Paul. The murderers run away from their necrophilic rape. Both the bodies of Jamie and Rita are placed side by side. The play closes with Alien's words, recalling the words of Rita Jo. When Rita Jo first came to the city, she told me that the cement made her feet hurt. Thank you.